Alright guys, I'm sorry I didn't schedule this live today, so I just had some spare time in between doing filming and being out on the town because we got some friends visiting from out of town this week. So be expecting some new videos. I think I got enough material for maybe 5 videos, possibly. And I'm gonna get more later on today, so be expecting some new videos. I have one that I'm editing right now that I'm about to be done with, and as soon as that's done, you guys will see it on my profile. It's kind of difficult because I'm working on 3 different social media platforms. Every algorithm's different, like TikTok's totally different than Instagram and Facebook are not really the same either. So it's kind of hard to figure it out, but it takes time. You just gotta be patient and stick with it. So today I have 6 questions. Some of these are really deep, and a friend of mine sent them to me. I have two different people's questions on here, and I really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Jim, and thank you, John. So if you don't tune in while I'm doing this live, hopefully you'll watch it afterwards and you'll see some of your questions. All right, so I'm gonna get started. No one's here yet, but I don't want you guys to get bored, and so I'm starting. Number 1, what is my favorite memory, summer memory growing up? Oh, thank you for joining. I'm glad you're here. I'm just getting started on my questions. I got 6 questions, and the first one is, what was my favorite summer memory growing up? I have a lot of good ones, but I really liked to go to the lake during summertime. I love being in the water. That was just the best thing ever, it seems like the longer and longer I go through life, the harder it is to remember certain things. Hi, Brenda. Thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you being here. Thank you for your support. So, yeah, my favorite summer memory when I was growing up was going to Lake Siskiyou in Mount Shasta. I used to pretend that I was a mermaid all the time in the water. And I would stay in the water until I was wrinkly, My skin was all white. My lips were probably blue, And I had sand in places that they shouldn't be, And I would make sand castles and make all kinds of friends that I probably would never see again in the rest of my life, But that was my best memory growing up for summer. Well, also, when I was growing up, my grandma used to have my birthday party out at her house, and my birthday's in July, but at the end of July, it's coming up in a couple of days, and she would always have fireworks for my birthday, so that was another one. I got really lucky. What's my passion? Well, I have a lot of things that I'm passionate about. Thank you, Brenda. I'm passionate about my recovery. I'm passionate about making videos. I love it. It's so fun. And the endorphins that I get from making a video and seeing your guys' responses are out of control. If I didn't have other things to keep me occupied, I think that I would be solely stuck on those, the endorphins that I get from making videos. So I'm very passionate about it, but it could turn into something that could be not healthy. But with the making videos, I get out and about more often. So I guess it's a good thing. I'm not constantly just isolating in my room, like stuck in the phone. I go out and I do stuff to make material for my videos. So yeah, and I'm really passionate about my recovery because it's like night and day. There's no, I don't know, unless you've been through it before, you can't really, and you've like dedicated yourself to the program. Even if you haven't, dedicated yourself to the program when you get into recovery, you still get a taste of what you're capable of, So there's nothing like getting off of drugs and being able to enjoy life without a gorilla on your back, Like there's nothing like the freedom, the rush you get from the freedom of not having to be high. It's like almost a high itself, So yeah, I'm really passionate about recovery. Thank you for that question, Brenda. It was very good. All right, number 3. Was there a single pivotal occurrence or event that caused me to decide that it was time to clean up? Well, there was several things that happened. First of all, before my kid got taken, before I became homeless, I was living in a house in Mount Shasta, and I really feel bad about it. Like I pretty much destroyed that house. When I moved into it, I was supposed to be restoring it, and so I could rent it out. And it was an old house. And I did a lot of the remodeling or whatever, fixing it, restoration on the house. It was built during the Depression, and it was originally located in Dunsmuir, California, and in 1935 or 40 or something like that, when they were building the I-5, it was in the way of the route for the freeway. So the people that owned it were trying to sell it, like they said that they would either take it apart and you could bring it piece by piece somewhere else, or you could just like move the whole house. So the people that bought the house bought it for $1. I'm like, where was I at? I wasn't even thought of yet, but they moved it to Mount Shasta, and it sat there ever since. But that house has had a history. I used to know the lady that lived in it. Anyways, so I was living there. I was supposed to be remodeling it and restoring it, and I did all kinds of work on it, along with the owners. And my grandma wound up dying, and then I slipped down into a really big slump. She was like a rock for me. I guess I was her favorite grandchild. And, when she died, I felt really bad because I was in my addiction and I didn't spend time that I could have with her before she passed away. And she had dementia when she died. So the reason I didn't want to go around her is because I wouldn't be able to control myself. Like, I would be crying the whole time, and I didn't want her to be sad, So I stayed away, and I regretted it, but there's nothing I can do about it now. So after I lost my grandma, I fell deeply into depression, and I just started getting worse and worse in my addiction. And like got into the point to where it was getting out of control. And at that point I knew that I needed to quit doing dope, but I had completely lost the ability to do it. And so the single occurrence or event that caused me to decide that it was time to clean up had already happened, like way before my daughter got taken. But that was just the event that gave me the strength that I needed to be able to surrender and reach out for help, if that makes any sense. And I did take care of my own mental health before I was only focused on my daughter, because this time I wanted my recovery to last. Last time it lasted for 8 years or whatever, but I didn't really devote myself to the program. I didn't do the steps. I had a sponsor for like a month, I think, and then I just was off doing my own thing, and it lasted for that long without dedicating myself to the program. So I'm like, all right, this time I'm going to do it all the way. I'm going to go for broke. I'm going to really dive in and make sure that I take care of all the loose ends, and so I can hold on to my recovery so I don't ever have to lose my kid again. And maybe my other kids that don't want to talk to me will come around, and so that was my hope, But before I could do any of that, I had to focus on myself first, because there was no way I was going to be able to get my kid back if I didn't work on myself first, So it's taken me, I haven't even finished my initial round of steps yet. I'm on step 8 right now, and I'm not in a rush, Like, I want to do it right. I want to be detailed, and my sponsor has told me a few times that I don't have to be detailed to the point that it's going to cause me some problems, like reliving all those memories and shit. So I had to, on step 4, it took me like 6 months to do step 4. And so if so, how long did you buy, and have you reconciled your... I don't know what the first part of the question is, Brenda. All I got is, if so, how long do you buy, and have you reconciled your relationship with my children? Okay, so I'm not exactly sure. Could you retype that, Brenda? I would really appreciate it. But anyways, what was I talking about? Shit. What was I talking about? Brain fart. Okay. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, I had to work on myself before I could focus on getting my kid back. I had to. There was no way getting around it. So, number 4. Was there hesitation in the beginning from my old man about cleaning up at the same time? Well, before we wound up going into recovery, my old man used to tell me that if I wanted to get off of dope, I needed to lead the way, and he would follow. And I kind of felt like at the time it was a cop-out, but when it all boiled down to it, we did need to quit. And if I had to be the bigger person and take the step first, not that he's not a good person, I just wanted to get it done, and I wound up being able to accomplish that, leaving before him to go to recovery. And if that's what it took to get him to quit too, then so be it, And so that's what I did. He wound up coming afterwards, but when I left, he was in a psychosis. So and he was mad at me, so we weren't on speaking terms at that point, So yeah, he did come though. He did. And he used to tell me all the time that there was no bottom line for me. He was like, when is it going to be enough? So it was bad on both aspects. We were both bad. So I'm just glad that he did quit. All right, number 5. During my addiction, did I ever cheat on my old man? Yes, I did several times. And I'm pretty sure that I really hurt him deeply, I don't know what it is about me when I'm in my addiction, but I really don't have I don't get embarrassed. I don't have any shame, and I don't have any standards, So anybody and everybody just about I would go after, and so it was pretty messed up, but I'm surprised he's still here. So I'm just lucky that he is, you know. It's amazing. But, yeah, I put him through a lot, you know. But it was a two-way street. We were kind of doing that tit for tat thing, you know. I'm doing this because you did that, you know. But, I'm not 100% sure if he cheated on me or not. I don't think he did, but, you know, it was always something, you know, that I could use to justify my actions, you know. If I wanted to take off, I would start an argument with him, you know, and then I would just bounce. Because also, we were both, like, starting to really be affected by the dope, you know, like, I could see when he was going to be in a psychosis, and then I would just fucking leave, you know, because I didn't want to be there. But I would leave my daughter in the situation with him, you know, when he's talking to himself, and, like, I would just take off because I didn't want to deal with it, you know, which is fucked up, you know, but that's the way it happened. I'm not proud of it. So anyways, number 6. Actually, I have 7 questions, or 8, actually. So I've already done, this is 6. How many people actually know what's going on in the deepest part of my heart? Actually, there's only one, you know, and besides myself. My old man pretty much knows just about everything about me. And there's some things that I keep to myself because I don't want to hurt his feelings, you know. And, you know, there's just something, you don't tell everybody all of your feelings all the time, you know, because there's a time and a place for everything. You don't have to throw up on people all the time. Thank you very much, Brenda. Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. I try, you know. And I'm proud of you, too. I still look up to you, you know. I will always look up to you. I love you. So, yeah. My old man pretty much knows everything about me. He knows me in and out. He knows me like the back of his hand. He can tell when I'm upset. He can tell, hi, Terry, thank you for joining. He can tell when someone's hurt my feelings. He can tell when I'm not telling him something. He knows me. You know, so he's the one who really knows me. And the other person is my daughter. She really knows me too. And I'm really grateful for that, because when I was in my addiction, we were just like strangers to each other. I was very mean to her when I was in my addiction. I wasn't beating on her, but I would yell at her, and I would pretty much treat her like a slave, you know, because I was too lazy to get up off my ass, you know, and we didn't really spend any time with her. So, but now I'm grateful that we've gotten to move past that, and we have a really good relationship now, and we get to hang out and play video games and talk smack to one another. It's awesome. All right, during this life, this is number 7 or number 8. I lost count. Anyways, during this life's journey, was there someone there at all times to just hold me during those hard moments? No, there wasn't, you know. A lot of the times, like I said, I would take off and just go gallivanting around the countryside and running amok like a chicken with my head cut off, you know. And I would have some glorious plan in my head that I was going to come up big time, and I never was able to, you know. I'm not, when it comes to getting dope, the only way I can get dope for free is to give someone some ass, you know, and that's what it wound up being every single time I left. Even though I would set out with good intentions, I would come back, you know, inside my head would be hanging low, but outside I'd rather die than admit, you know, what I had just been doing. And he already knew, so, I mean, we were already past that point. He had already found some evidence that I was cheating before that, so, I don't know. It wasn't very healthy, but no, I would get myself into situations. I would be by myself in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of night, walking down a dark-ass street in the middle of the woods, you know, and I would just be walking in circles, like feeling like there was something behind me. It could have been a mountain lion, you know, who knows? It could have been a rapist. I don't know, axe murderer, you know, but I'm lucky that I haven't been killed, you know, because I put myself in so many fucked up situations. But no, there was not always someone there to hold me, you know. And I came to the conclusion that no one's going to help you in life more than you. You know, you have to be there for yourself. You have to push yourself. You have to motivate yourself, and you have to look out for yourself, you know, and no one in the world or the universe is going to be able to do that better than you can do it for yourself. All right, that's all the questions I got for today. Does anybody have anything else they want to know about? All right, well, I'm gonna get off here, and I'm gonna make another video about my competitions. Oh, just to let you guys know, I'm in number 1 in first place in the natural beauty competition, and I'm in first place for the Salty Sea Mermaid competition, and I'm not sure what place I'm in for the third Next Runway Star competition. But I have links in several different posts. All you gotta do is go on there, click the link, and it'll take you to where you can vote for me. And you can vote every day, or you can buy some votes. Someone, I don't know who, but someone paid money to vote for me 20 times. And I'm like, wow, I'm very impressed. Thank you guys for all your support. And I will be making videos every day about that, because the only way I can win the contest is if people vote for me every day. So, and I'm sure the only way I'm going to be able to do that is to keep it fresh in everybody's mind. So I really appreciate you guys for being there for me and supporting me. And I love you, and thank you for being a part of my recovery and my life. And I'll talk to you later. I love you too, Terry.